This is Russ. We are back on the bike path. Yeah, let's talk a little bit. Today is actually Friday, and as you know, I always do these videos in advance. So, yeah, I had to fight my way through the traffic again on the street to get here. Now, as you know, I had joined the RadPower Bikes Owners Forum on Facebook. I'm trying to get the name right. And so I asked another question. I asked them a question. I told them that, you know, I can't ride on the sidewalks to get here. Although it is perfectly legal for me to do that. In my area, it says bikes are allowed to ride on the sidewalk unless it's posted somewhere saying that you can't. And none of the areas that I go to have a post that says that I can't. In fact, part of the sidewalk is part of the bike path. Because as you may have seen in some of the videos, going down the path with the high tension wires, it essentially empties out into the sidewalk so that you can get onto the path again. So it is actually part of the bike path. But again, they've closed that all off because of all the construction. Okay, and these construction things too are going to be for a while, because they don't just fix one or two intersections. They do the entire street, like all the way up and down. It could be a couple of miles. So by the time they finish everything, because they do it in sections, like maybe a whole mile at a time, it could be a couple of months. So yeah, it's not what I expected would happen, but we end up having to deal with it. Yeah, I'm getting bugs in the face again. Alright, a lot of people on the path today. So I asked the question, how do I stay safe if I have to go on streets that have cars that are going at a posted speed of 40 to 45 miles an hour? And you know that those guys are going faster than that, right? How do I stay safe? So the answer came back. Well, there was a lot of answers. First of all, a lot of people said, don't ride on the sidewalk. It's not safe. Well, okay, it is actually safe. The city actually allows you to do it, and they put part of the path as part of the sidewalk. Anyways, other comments were, get a safety vest. And I thought that was a good idea, but I always remember seeing people with safety vests and always thought, yeah, how nerdy. Because it's always the older people that have them on. It's never the young guys. But then I thought about it. I go, actually that is probably the safest thing to do, is get a safety vest. So I took part of the money that RadPower Bikes gave me. Thank you. Thank you. So I took part of the money that RadPower Bikes gave me, and that's from somebody buying a RadPower Bike using the discount code that I have in my description of my videos on e-bikes. They got $50, I got $50 and a gift card from Amazon. So I took part of that and I bought a safety vest, okay? Now, of course, that doesn't take up the entire $50, and I wasn't sure whether you get to keep the balance of that or whether you have to use up all $50. So I decided to use up all $50. So I also bought another pair of cycling gloves. Now, the gloves that I have on now, I've had for well over 15, 16 years, but could even be up to 20 years at this point. And yeah, I've noticed that the palms are kind of wearing out. So I says, well, I'll buy an inexpensive pair of gloves. And then I also bought a bike alarm. Okay, now I know that there's some really good ones out there that when these alarms go off, it sounds like a big horn going off. Okay, but it's about the same size as my Bluetooth speaker that I have mounted on my handlebar, and I don't have any real estate to put that thing anywhere. So I says, no, we can't get one of those. Okay, we got to go around little kids, So I said, well, what kind of alarm can I get? And there's electronic alarms. It's 113 decibel alarms. So if you move the bike, that alarm is going to go off. All right. Now, I don't plan to leave the bike anywhere. Quite frankly, I don't plan to lock up the bike somewhere and go do things, because first off, I don't even like riding on streets, as you know, so I can't really go anywhere. But even in the garage, I've read stories where people had lost their bikes because people went into their garage and stole it. Now, I lock up my bike in the garage, and you know I have this huge bike chain and lock. I don't know how much that thing was, $140, something like that. It's pretty expensive. Okay, and if it's cabled and everything, so I lock it to my wife's bike. There's really nowhere to lock it onto a permanent fixture in the garage. I mean, think about it. Do you have anything other than 4 walls, or 3 walls and a garage door? You don't have anything to lock it to. So I figured my best bet was to just lock it to my wife's bike, making it difficult to, if you're going to steal it, you're going to have to move both bikes, right? And you got 2 cars in the way too on top of it. It's going to be really hard for them to move that bike out of there, okay? Or those 2 bikes out of there. So, but the thing is, they could be in there for a while trying to pick locks or cut cables or whatever, and I would never know it because it's in the garage. So I figure, as an additional deterrent, I'm going to hide this electronic alarm somewhere on the bike, mounted somewhere that they can't really see it very well and don't have real easy access to get to it. And then I'm going to set the alarm while it's inside the garage. All right. Now, I don't know how long these things last, if it lasts overnight or not, or what kind of batteries you need to run this thing, but I figured I'd give it a try. It wasn't that expensive. So I think it was like, I don't know, $15 or something like that. I don't know what it was. So I figured I'd try it. If not, I could always return it to Amazon. It's no big deal. So anyways, that's how I spent my $50. Little by little, everything keeps adding up on this bike. I told Gail, who was fishing with me, how much money I had spent on this bike. And she was shocked at how much money I spent on accessories. I think my wife is shocked too. She doesn't like it. But I did tell her that I did buy the vest. All right, I didn't tell her about the other stuff, but these are things I need. The alarm, yeah, maybe not. You don't need that. But I do need another pair of gloves, because eventually these are going to go. So I figure I might as well use some of the money to do that. And of course, the vest is a necessity. That's a safety thing. She didn't say anything about that. I did tell her about it. Yeah, I don't want to ride and be unsafe. I want to be safe, and I always thought that all these old guys have these safety vests on. What a bunch of nerds. Yeah, that's gonna be me too. I think as you get older, you start thinking about things, things that you probably never thought about when you were a kid. You didn't think it was important, but if you take a look at what I typically wear, I'm usually in black. The bike is black. Everything's black. You can't even see me well. So yeah, the safety vest I'll wear while I'm on the streets. And they also recommended to turn on the headlight and blink the rear light, because there's a light on the back of the bike as well. And you can set it up so that it only blinks when you pull on your. Well, it automatically always is on whenever you pull on the brakes, but if you set it up right, you can actually have it blinking constantly, and that's what I was recommended to do, even during the daytime. So I'm not sure if I'll do that. I think with the big safety vest, it's kind of hard to miss the guy. Now, if you were riding at night, that'd be another story, but I don't ride at night. Not yet. Now, there's always some safety issues riding at night. I'm not sure if I would ever do it, but who knows? Maybe in the summertime, maybe I would. I have no idea. So anyways, last time we broke the 200-mile level. Let's see, where am I at right now? I'm at 214 miles right now. I've ridden... Well, I started riding before I started this recording. I've already ridden about 4.7 miles already. What typically stops me from riding for the day is the battery, because we only have so much battery power, and I'm a heavier rider. The bike is weighed down with more stuff because I carry everything with me. I use the throttle quite a bit going down the hills, and this path is quite hilly. So I use up the battery more than maybe some other people, and I'm on power or pedal assist level 3, right? So that eats up more power. You know, if you're on 1 or 2, you get more range. But I like a certain amount of speed because I think it's safer. First off, it really is. It's safer than being slow, and I like the wind hitting my face a little bit, even though I don't like the wind on the audio when I'm recording with you guys. But so that eats up some of my battery power. Now you might wonder, do I actually try to ride 20 miles straight without a break? And the answer is no. I'll go through this path, which is usually just under 3 miles to go totally around. I'll go through the path maybe 3 times, and then I usually will take a break. I'll pull off and take a break and just sit at one of the park benches. So like going up this hill, I use the throttle and I pedal at the same time, and that eats up battery power. Now yesterday I went fishing with my friends Gail and Jim. I didn't go bike riding afterwards. I put together the video and I actually uploaded the video. So I referenced the fishing on another video that comes out after the fishing one did. But yeah, I didn't want to go back out again. I was out fishing the whole day in the morning, so I didn't want to go back out. But today I figured I would do it, and I would do it early in the morning. Well, early enough. 9-ish, 9 something, 9:30. I don't know what time it is. So all right, so we got to get back up. Now it's a little dangerous here because going up on that, I just went on the grass to avoid the kid. Coming back on the path could be a little dangerous because the paved path could be higher than the grass. So I have to look for a part of grass where the grass and the path looks kind of like the same level, and then come back up. Otherwise, it would be just like sideswiping your tire onto the curb, and you don't want to do that. So anyways, my video recorder will probably stop in a minute here because again, there's about 15-16 minute time maximum. I'm gonna pull off and stop the video and then start it back up again. All right, hold on. I'll pull off a little bit off to the side here, and I'm just kind of walking it now. Here we go. And you want to get off the path because if there's other bikes coming towards you, you don't want that to happen and them running into you. So let me stop the recorder here. All right, we are recording again. So I want to get back up on the paved section. And again, how I get up on this bike is I will, let me see if I can do this angle a little bit here. I will use the throttle. My foot is on the bottom part of the pedal, so it's not pulled up like this. It's going to be repositioned here. All right, it's going to be totally on the bottom of the pedal. Okay, hope you can see that. And then what I do is I take the throttle, I throttle up, and I step up. Okay, now anyways, I was telling you about this gentleman who, let me readjust some stuff here. There we go. Hopefully that gives you the right angle. I don't know. Let me adjust again. All right. So anyways, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun on the bike. I don't know how many times I've gone around now. Let me see. If the mileage is at 6.3, by the time I get back around, I would have gone around 3 times, right? Not yet there, but when we get to the start point, where we usually consider the start point, I would have gone around 3 times already. So So usually after 3 times I will take a break, but I may just go through and do 4 times and then take a break. It's not that cold today, but I'm still sniffling a little bit. Because the wind does eventually blow up against you, even though it's warmer. I mentioned before too that they fly radio-controlled airplanes out here. Now I'm not talking helicopters or drones. They're talking airplanes. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Maybe what I'll try to do is, instead of going around another time, I'm gonna pull off when I get to that front section. See if I can record some of these airplanes flying. That would be kind of cool. Of course, a lot of times when the time I get there, the planes aren't flying. Or what I could do is just pull off here and record it from this vantage point. Maybe I'll do that. Let me do that. And again, I walk off the path so other bikes can do it. So let me see if I can do this here. So I'm going to have to take the camera off. Take it off the chest mount so I can hand hold it. If I do it fast enough. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard for me to see. It's going to swing back around again in a second. I don't know if I'm actually hitting it or I'm not. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Those are airplanes. Okay, let me put my glasses back on here. That's kind of tough. All right, screw this back on. This is always hard to re-screw back on because I can't see the bottom. Can you hear it? Probably hear it. All right, back onto the path. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think it's a club that's out here. Yeah, I think it's a club because that whole section is kind of dedicated to these guys doing that. All right. So we got to see a little bit of it. Hopefully I recorded it. You know, in the bright sun and the fact that you don't have a viewfinder to look at, you have to just look at the back of your camera on these type of cameras. I could only hope that I actually got it. Sometimes you miss it, so gotta wait a little bit here. Okay. Yeah, this is where I would use the throttle. I don't try to pedal and stay afloat, so to speak. When I know there's traffic in both directions, in my way and then also in the other direction, you gotta slow down. You gotta stay upright. So I just use the throttle, so I don't have to think about pedaling. I go really slow on the throttle. Hopefully that the other side finishes off enough that they pass, and then I can make my move to pass. That's just some things I've learned from riding for a little bit. Now, all this stuff I would have known years ago. But again, coming back on riding a bike after so many years away from doing it, it's kind of like relearning everything. But yeah, I'm a lot more comfortable now on the bike. So the more comfortable you are, the easier it is for you to ride and the safer you actually are. Because you know you can control the bike. And I know how now to get off the bike when I'm stopping. I have my right foot out and ready to put down even before I stop the bike. I have my left foot on the pedal on the lowest position. then my right foot is sticking forward, okay, off of the pedal, sticking forward, waiting for that stop, and then I do my best to lean the bike towards the right, so it forces me to use my right leg to support me, to stay up. The mistake when I fell was I used the left leg. That was a big mistake. I just didn't have the strength in the leg to keep me up, and that's how I fell. So you gotta fall once to know how not to deal with things again in the future. So anyways, yeah, I think this weather is actually pretty nice. It's upper 60s. It'll hit about 70 degrees on its high peak of temperature. There's a little bit of wind to kind of keep it nice. You know what? Let's go a different direction here. Let's go down this way. Now, we know that if I make this turn here, going to the right rather than the left, we're gonna end up having to cross the street. But hey, you know, I've been crossing streets now just getting here. Let me see if I can cross the street without getting killed. And let's try exploring a little bit on this other area. At least it'll be a little different than all the other times we've been on this path. I've taken you down here before, but there's one time I was following a guy, and you might remember it was a bicyclist in front of me. I went to the left, he went to the right. Let's go to the right like he did. Let's see where that brings us to. Going up this hill is kind of hard. This is where you should be pedaling on a lower gear. That would help. But I was too lazy to do it because it evens out fast. So I'm okay now. And then you got squirrels across your path. You don't want to run them over. Squirrels are unpredictable. They tend to run out, they stop, and they can either keep going or they can run back. I've run over 2 squirrels in the past because they ran back. And so my car, yep, we went right over them. Kind of hard to avoid them, is either run them over or risk some kind of car accident on your car. So I opted to run them over, which I didn't feel good about afterwards, believe me. So let's move forward. Yeah, this video might be a little bit long, I have a feeling, because we're going to go into this other area. I don't know if I want to split the video up or let it run, because I know that, you know, those who have been watching my videos, some of you don't finish it to the end, some of you do. So now he went this way, so let's go this way. I don't know what's down this way. I've never gone down this way. All right. Speed limit 15 miles an hour. Well, that's typically what I ride at, 15 miles an hour. So let's see what happens down here. So this is new for us. We've never gone down this way. I've got about another 5 minutes before the camera shuts itself down again. If it shuts itself down, if we're going well and there's still interesting things, I'll turn it back on. If it isn't, I'll sign off. How's that? So let's see. This appears to be an actual road. Don't leave your valuables in the car. Okay, we can go straight or we can turn. Let's turn. Let's see where this goes. Going up a slight hill, but I'm trying to avoid using the throttle. I do have pedal assist level 3 on. We're still going slower because of it. That's okay. I'm just looking around to see what's out here, where this leads to. This is a whole new area I've never gone to. Let's hope this brings us to more interesting things, because then It expands my ability to show you things and for me to go to. All right, down the hill a little bit. And wind in the face is kind of nice. The wind on the mic, not so good. You know, you go downhill, you end up going uphill again. Yeah, this is just like forest preserve, right? This is like if you were to go to any forest preserves and park and have a picnic or whatever. You see there's a water pump. One of those hand pumps, right? Remember those things? You pump it up and down. It's been a long time since I've done that, since I was a kid probably. Yeah, this is area I have not even known about. This is the way to go. Okay, so here's what we do. If we take that bike path again in the future, we either go around in circles for 3 miles, or we cross the street, then head to the right after we cross the street. And then we got this whole area again. Yeah, this is kind of nice. Yeah, this is the type of place that okay, you guys know that I have a forensics background, right? I'm a former evidence technician. Worked for a couple of police agencies, worked for a district attorney's office. Yeah, here's my thought, okay? Don't take this the wrong way. I always think, yeah, this would be a place for a body dump. Because we've seen that happen before. Okay? This is why it's always a little scary going to areas that you don't know by yourself. You should always have a buddy with you. But I don't have a buddy except for you guys. All right, there's a dirt path. I'm not going to take that. I don't want to... I guess you could. The RadRover could go on those paths, but again, like I said, it's like gravel. It's not as stable. You can spin out from it. I don't need to be back on the ground again, so I'm not going to do it. So we stay on the paths that are paved, which is essentially like the street paths, right? Or the paved bike path. All right, we got a lot more to go, and my camera's gonna shut down again, so I'm gonna purposely stop us here. Lean towards the right. There we go. Let me stop the camera. All right, back up again. Yeah, this camera purposely shuts itself down to save on the heat of the image sensor. Now, because of the fact that I turn it back on, I'm not helping it. Believe me, I'm probably killing it by doing that, but we still have a little more to go. So, okay, so that's as far as this goes. This is gonna go in a circle here, I can see it, and it'll send me back towards the way we came. So let's do that. And there was another area that you could have chose. I chose the right, we'll choose the left. When we get back to that area, see where that brings us to. This is just a turnabout here. Do you say turnabout or do you say turn around? Depends on what part of the world you're from, right? If you're from the UK, I think you might say turnabout. Is that correct? You're here in the US, you might say turn around. I don't know. I have no clue. All right. But still, this is nice. This is a little different. A little different from before. Yeah, there are other paths that you can take if you want to go on the gravel roads. They're probably like hiking paths or something, but yeah, I'm not a daredevil anymore. I wouldn't do it. If I was younger, I would have done it. Yeah, there's the path off to the side there. I'm not going to do that. Let me mention too, for those of you who are thinking about these bikes, I know that one of our viewers, John, he's been thinking about a bike, and you might be wondering about the using the disc brakes, the manual disc brakes, mechanical disc brakes versus the hydraulics. Yeah, these mechanical disc brakes do stop you, but it does take a while to get you to stop. So I'm thinking that the hydraulics would stop you quicker. But so far it hasn't been a problem for me to have to ride it out a little bit longer for an actual stop. I just know in advance. But of course, if you have an emergency, yeah, might be an issue. Now I know that Bolton eBikes has an upgrade for the hydraulics. So I'm not going to do it. I've heard that it does help it a little bit, but not by that much. So I don't think I would do that. They have a controller upgrade and a color display upgrade, $200 something. I'm not going to do that either. I mean, if I was interested in speed, yeah, I would do it. But as you know, I'm not that interested in speed. I'm fine at 20 miles an hour, and quite frankly, this bike can do 25 because of a hidden menu thing. And yeah, I did make that change, but I never go that fast. I think I don't usually go too much faster than 20 miles an hour at the most. So no reason for me to do it. Now your startup would be quicker. You know, if you hit the throttle and you need to get a quicker, you know, like when we're passing, going through the that intersection, that might be worth, you know, having a faster startup like that. So, you know, your 0 to whatever speed would be quicker. But no, I don't think I want to spend the money. I've already spent too much on it. Okay, so here's the area that we can go. Could have chose the left. I'm going to choose this now. Let's see where this goes to. And it doesn't go anywhere. It's a fake. Okay, wait, there is an opening, but is that a gravel thing or is that an actual? No, that's not even an opening. Yeah, faked me out. Nope. That's the only option, is to go the way we went. This is just more parking. So, and there's an area you can sit there and take it easy, but I'm not going to do that. It's too secluded. Too secluded is not good by yourself. It's not safe. Yeah, learning to use your throttle while pedaling really makes a difference. Throttle when you don't feel like pedaling, or you feel that pedaling might cause you to lose balance. You know, use the throttle then. All right, let's see. Let's stop here for a second. We have some cars coming. Now we went right. I'm gonna end up going left. Let's see where that goes. Alright, let's go to the right here. I think this is the area I went on before, but I'm not sure. So let's take it and see where it heads. Might as well, right? This video is long enough. If you stuck it out this long with me, you might as well stick it out a little longer. Let's see where this goes. Where does this go? I see it's roped off in one area. Oh, it's opened up on this side here. These are the inner workings of the forest preserve. Going down the hill. Now this is where having better brakes would help. It'll slow you down quicker. But again, nothing's in front of me, so it doesn't really matter that much right now. But if you were in a situation where you have a lot of traffic, like there's other bikes, there's cars, all sorts of things, yeah, the better brakes would make a difference. Yeah, we have never gone down this way. So there's a lot more to this than I knew of, simply because I didn't want to cross that street. I guess if you wait your turn, eventually you'll get an opening, and fast enough that you can get your bike across before more cars come. You know, if it was a blind thing and you had to cross, that would be bad. If that was the case, I would probably petition the city and say, hey, you know, you should really put a stop sign or some type of blinking thing so that they knew that when they saw bikes that they need to stop. But I I guess that's been like that for all these years. They're not going to do anything now. They're going to wait until somebody gets killed, then they'll put it up. Yeah, okay, good. It seems like we have more options. Now, even though I'm not doing Busty Woods or anything like that, this would be kind of similar to what Busty Woods would probably have, I would tend to think. So it has more area to go to that I didn't realize. And if I'm willing to do trails, there are other areas you can go to. There's another path down there. Huh. There's another path to the left over there. Didn't know that. I don't know where that goes. You know, eventually you can get lost in here and never find your way out. It's like a maze. Yeah, I never knew all this existed. See, all the things you learn by having a bike. Okay, yeah, I had been down here before. Starting to look familiar. Okay, we have been down here before. Because I know that over here to the right there, I went there, I made a long swing here and went down there. And then it ends up going to have to cross another street, which I'm not willing to do. I think what we've done, I'm going to head back. What we've done is plenty. We've got 3 miles on a circle. We've got forest preserve areas here we can explore that we've never done before. Yeah, I'm happier today because I found new things. But again, without a bike, you'd never know any of this stuff existed. Because you could walk it, and we see people walking, but come on, with knee replacement issues, you're not going to want to do all that walking. I know I wouldn't. Let's go down this way. Let's see where this goes. Does this bring us back to the main area? I don't know. Now, you do realize I have bad sense of direction. And even though we're going through these paths, I don't recognize things. I don't know where I am. This is why I'm saying that if I go places, I could totally end up being lost and not know how to get my way out of it. But as long as I have battery power, I can explore. If I don't have the battery power, I can't. Which brings up the point, should I buy a second battery? And the answer is no. $550 sales tax, you're talking about $600. It would extend my ride time, but hey, I could always go another day. Of course, if you go too far out, you can't get back. Having the second battery would be nice. And I could mount that on the back rack, swap out the batteries, and when one dies, you go to the other. Okay, this just brings us back, I think, because I see the, I see the road that we had passed before. Is that the same road? No, I don't know. Here, let me see here. Yeah, it is the same road. It brings us back so that we can cross the street and go back, I think. Yeah, it is. So, let's head back. All right. Yeah, I think when I first got the bike and we were trying these things, too scary to cross the road, but I'm getting better at it. All right, I'm gonna sign off at this point. We're back on the main path that we've been doing forever. On the circular path. So anyways, I appreciate you guys sticking out this long with me and exploring the forest preserves. We'll do that again. We'll do all of this stuff again. We'll do it over and over. Anyways, if you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification buttons, and I'll talk to you guys next time.